This video is dedicated to Christian Roberts. Christian, thank you. Green isn't exactly known for its removal, but it has received some decent cards in this area over the years. Here's a list of the top 10 spot removal cards Green has to offer. First up, it's Apex Altosaur. Unique in its ability to consistently remove creatures, Apex Altosaur will remove at least one creature on entry, and is likely to remove far more than that. Worst case scenario, it's a big stompy that your opponents won't want to block, or the fighting will begin to chain off once again, killing off one creature after another. It's noteworthy that effects like Death Touch and Infect matter here though, so bear that in mind when you're deciding which of your opponent's creatures to kill. Next is Ram Through. While this is an excellent removal spell with upside, it's this far down the list simply because it won't work on its own. You need an adequately sized creature to pair it with, so there's always a chance that this is a dead card, depending on how you're doing in the game. That being said, if your deck is working as intended, then this is likely akin to something like Go for the Throw or Doomblade, with the added benefit of pushing extra damage through to your opponent, assuming the creature has trample, that is. That makes this card also some kind of weird burn spell where you can point one of your big tramplers at a 1 toughness creature your opponent has and deal direct damage to said opponent. An unusual effect in green. Number 8 is Terrastodon. Terrastodon, unlike the previous cards mentioned, doesn't need anything other than a bunch of mana to gain you the desired effect. This makes the card much more versatile as you don't need to desperately cling to big creatures and make suboptimal plays in order to keep the cards in your hand relevant. You can simply play this and blow up anything you like at the cost of a mere 3/3 elephant, which you'll be able to block all day long thanks to the huge 9/9 you just threw down. Much like Ram Through, this also has a little bit of a modal ability as well, as you can destroy your own permanents and gain yourself some creatures if that's what you need. Number 7, Nature's Claim. Often touted as one of the best cards for removing an artifact or enchantment, Nature's Claim gives you just that, at instant speed, for only 1 mana. The 4 life seldom matters, just as the elephant tokens from the previous entry don't matter. Would you rather your opponent had 4 extra life, or a Sword of Feast and Famine in play? For only 1 mana, it's a no-brainer in any green deck. At number 6, Pest Infestation is probably the most underplayed and underappreciated cards on the list. You may not be able to use it as something that's akin to Vandal Blast, but selectively removing permanents is probably better for the health and pace of the game anyway. 7 mana is easy in green, and will allow you to destroy 3 problem permanents and leave you with some pests to do with as you will. Dumping a bunch of mana into removal is a much easier pill to swallow if you're left with a little something extra on your board afterwards. Next I hear is a favourite amongst the EDH crowd, it's Force of Vigor. We go from piling mana into removal to potentially spending no mana at all. Honestly, this card might still make the list even without the free casting cost, because destroying 2 permanents at instant speed for 4 mana still isn't terrible. But doing it for free to deal with that pesky fast mana before your turn even begins is a play I've seen quite a few players scoop to. Number 4 is Reclamation Sage. This card was a long time coming, but its long-awaited printing is now pretty much forgotten, as it's a mainstay in many a green deck. Not only is it in relevant tribes, that being mainly elves of course, but it's just a recurable ETB effect on a creature. Decks like Carador and Muldrotha love this thing, and it has the added bonus of 1 toughness so it can be skull clamped as well. Bring it back with a Sun Titan, or abuse its ability in a Bamf Flicker deck. There's a myriad of places to make use of Reclamation Sage, and that's why I place it so highly on this list. On to another 3 mana removal spell for artifacts and enchantments now, it's Krosan Grip. I don't know how much I have to sing the praises of Krosan Grip before people will start playing with it more, but it is a card that I don't see anywhere near enough of. There are a few things that you can do to dodge split second, like sacrificing something to a mana ability or flipping over a morph creature, but I honestly haven't ever seen anything like this ever be relevant or even be attempted. 99% of the time it's an uninteractable, uncounterable destruction spell that can sometimes be the difference between you winning and losing. If a player thinks they've held up protection for their combo pieces and you pull out Krosan Grip, you're really going to ruin their day with the right timing. On to the last 2 here, and the penultimate card is Song of the Dryads. I've said it a million times on this channel already, but pacifism effects don't get anywhere near the appreciation they deserve in EDH. I think players worry about the fact that it's not permanent removal, and that the enchanted card always has a chance of coming back, but much like with the card Delay, a few turns is often all you need, and used against the right colours you simply get rid of a player's commander for the rest of the game. So many decks don't run enchantment removal because it's not in their colours, but it's because of cards like this that they should seriously consider running colourless answers such as Meteor Golem or Ugin. Song of the Dryads is a rare green card that can deal with any permanent on the board, and as alluded to earlier, can sometimes permanently remove commanders from the game, which is particularly useful against commanders that actually like being recast over and over again, such as Maelstrom Wanderer and Prosh for instance. And finally, and rather predictably I fear, it's Beast Within taking our number 1 spot. Beast Within, again, is one of the rare green cards that can deal with any permanent on the board, except this allows us to do it at instant speed without fear of an austere command to free it from something like Song of the Dryads. It's an auto-include in every green deck and actually rivals many removal spells in any other colours due to the fact that it can get rid of any permanent for only 3 mana, just adding credence to the idea that green gets everything. So, how did I do? What do you think of the list? Are there any cards you think I've missed? Be sure to let me know in the comments, I look forward to hearing what you think. And I will see you all in the next one, I hope. I'm tribalkai. Thank you for watching.